So we have done 3 transformations so far. We did reflection, rotation, and translation. So if you look in the mirror or you look at your reflection, we're not talking about circus mirrors, you stay the same size and the same shape. If you rotate and you spin around, you do not grow and you do not shrink. So you stay the same size and the same shape. If you translate, which it means you move, moving does not cause you to change size or change shape. The dilation, which is a transformation, changes the size but not the shape. We have already done dilation, but it's going to come up again. So here we go. We're going to get a pencil this time. Triangle XYZ with vertices 10, 2, 10, 8, and 6, 6. Graph the figure and the image of the figure after dilated with a scale factor of 1/2. So here we go. 10, 2 is X. 10, 8 is Y. 6, 6 is Z. Here's my figure. Scale factor of 1/2. First, think, will the scale factor of 1/2 be an enlargement or a reduction? Any scale factor less than 1 makes it a reduction. And I take 10, 2 becomes, and I multiply it by 0.5. And so that's 5, 1. So this is X prime. I take 10, 8. Multiply it by 0.5, becomes 5, 4, becomes Y prime. And Z is 6, 6, multiplied by 0.5, that's 3, 3, and that's Z prime. Notice I cross my Z's so they don't start looking like 2's. And it did dilate, become smaller, because dilate, remember, can get larger or smaller, and it is towards the origin. So X, Y transforms into, well, I multiplied my X's by 1/2, and I multiplied my Y's by 1/2, and notice the scale factor is applied to both. Okay, here we go. A figure, -1, 1, these are my coordinates, dilated with a scale factor of 3. Scale factor of 3. Dilate, every time you see the word dilated, you are going to write the word multiply. So my pre-image, and notice that pre-image means your first image, your original one, before anything is done to it. And then write algebraically, well, what are we going to do with the X? We're going to multiply it by 3. And what are we going to do to the Y? We're going to multiply it by 3. So that's -1 times 3, comma, 1 times 3 becomes -3, comma 3. And I'm going to take my 1 and multiply it by 3, and my 1 and multiply it by 3, and become 3, comma 3. And 2, multiply it by 3, and my Y value, and multiply it by 3, and have 6, comma -3. And then I'm going to take -1, multiply by 3, and -1 and multiply by 3, and get -3, comma -3. And that is dilation, and you've already done it. The struggle that you are going to have during this unit is keeping all the rules separated and applying the correct rule to the correct transformation. Again, we are going to have 4 days of practice. The rules don't change. It doesn't get any harder. Each day you are going to have each of the 4, so you can get used to doing all 4 kinds every day, and then we'll have a test on transformation.